The glow of the laptop screen was the only light in Daniel's small apartment that night. He stared at the chat window, waiting for the typing dots to reappear. Her name was Elena. Or at least, that's what she said. They met online 3 months ago in a photography forum where they both shared quiet love for old cameras and black and white images. What began as casual conversation soon turned into long midnight talks about life, regrets, and love. Daniel had never met her, but somehow he felt seen. She listened in ways people in real life didn't. When she wrote, he could almost hear her voice, a soft calm that filled the emptiness his recent breakup had left behind. He often wondered how someone could feel so close yet be miles away. His best friend, Mark, had noticed the change. "You're smiling at your phone more than usual," he teased one evening as they sat at their favorite cafe. Daniel laughed it off. "Maybe I finally met someone who gets me." Mark raised an eyebrow. "Be careful. Man, the internet isn't always what it seems." Daniel waved it away. "You sound like my dad." The days turned into weeks. Every morning began with her messages, and every night ended with her voice notes. She never showed her face clearly in photos, always filters, shadows, partial glimpses. She said she valued privacy. Daniel respected that. He didn't push. He was falling for her soul, or at least what he thought was her soul. One night, Eleanor wrote, "Do you believe it's possible to love someone you've never met?" Daniel smiled at the screen and typed, "Maybe that's the only kind of love that's real because it's not built on appearances." She sent a heart emoji. Then she wrote, "Maybe someday we'll meet for real." That thought lived in Daniel's head for days. He began imagining what she might look like, how her laughter might sound in person. He told Mark, "I think she's the one." Mark chuckled. "You said that about Emma too." "No," Daniel said quietly. "This is different." The following Friday, Eleanor went silent. No texts, no replies, no heart emojis. Daniel stayed up late, staring at the screen, refreshing the chat again and again. Days passed. Nothing. Then, out of nowhere, a new message appeared. "I'm sorry. I've been avoiding you." He typed quickly. "Why? Did I do something wrong?" There was a long pause before she replied, "You deserve the truth." "But it's complicated." Daniel's heart raced. "What truth?" he asked. Her typing dots appeared, disappeared, reappeared. Then, "I'm married." The words hit him like a punch. His fingers froze. "Married," he finally wrote. "Why would you lead me on?" Her reply came slow. "Because I was lonely. My husband's always busy, and I just wanted someone to talk to. You made me feel alive again." He felt anger and heartbreak twist together. "Then why pretend? Why lie about your name, your life?" She wrote, "Because I knew you wouldn't talk to me if you knew who I really was." Daniel stared at the screen, confused. "Who are you, Elena?" After a long minute, a photo popped up. He clicked it and the air left his chest. It was Sophie, Mark's wife, smiling. The same gentle eyes he'd seen 100 times at dinners, birthdays, game nights. He sat frozen, the glow of the screen burning into him. Memories flooded back, the way Sophie always asked about his photography, how she laughed at his jokes even when Mark didn't listen, how she once said, "You have a kind heart, Daniel." He had never thought anything of it, until now. He didn't sleep that night. The next morning, he deleted her messages. But his mind replayed every word, every late-night confession, every small truth between them tainted now by the biggest lie of all. 2 days later, Mark invited him over. "Sophie made dinner," he said. Cheerfully, Daniel hesitated but went anyway. Sophie opened the door, her smile a little too practiced. Their eyes met, and for a split second, the weight of everything unsaid hung heavy between them. Mark was in the kitchen pouring drinks. "So," he said, "how's your online romance going?" He laughed, unaware of the silence between the other two. Daniel forced a smile. "It's over," he said, quietly. Sophie's hand trembled slightly as she set down a plate. The evening crawled by. Every glance felt like confession. When Mark left the table to take a call, Sophie finally whispered, "I didn't mean to hurt you." Daniel looked straight at her. "You didn't just hurt me. You betrayed him." Her eyes filled with tears. I never wanted to. I just wanted someone to listen. He nodded slowly. Then tell him that. Don't hide behind fake names. He left without finishing dinner. Outside, the wind was cold, but at least it was honest. He walked for hours that night, thinking about how easily emotions can blur the line between comfort and betrayal. Days turned into weeks again. Mark called often. Still oblivious, "You've been distant lately." He said, "Everything okay?" Daniel would smile through the phone. "Yeah, just busy with work." He never told him the truth. Some truths, he realized, only break things that don't need to be fixed. Months later, Sophie and Mark moved to another city. Daniel never saw them again. Sometimes he thought about messaging her, just once to say he forgave her, but he didn't. Some chapters end better when left unread. One evening, he sat by the window with his old camera, watching the sunset. He whispered to himself, "Maybe love built on lies isn't love at all, it is just loneliness wearing a prettier name." He clicked a photo of the fading light, saved it in a folder named Half the Truth, and smiled sadly. Because sometimes, knowing half the truth hurts less than knowing it all.